This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay, so first thing is approving the minutes. So I did want to add Dan LaValle to members absent.
He's what?
Members absent down at the bottom.
Okay, do we need to say he's approved as a member now? That's not part of the minutes, so.
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
we'll just update the
I think
website.
there's a small typo under housing Sierra. It says, or maybe, I'm not sure. Oh, is that AI is working with the thing? I'm not sure what that is. ALS? AI?
What is that? Sorry, I usually have a chance to look at these
Also
before,
working.
but I didn't.
Also working?
I think it's also, Janet, I think it's supposed to say also right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it should be.
okay.
Okay, that's
There we
the
go.
typo. Also working with the planning board,
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
There we
okay,
go.
got it.
That makes
This
sense.
is a
Okay,
small typo.
thank you.
Anything else? Do we have a motion to approve?
Make one change on the planning board. The last word, the property is under the auspices of the planning board. I think our statement was, I'm not sure who the disposal of the property is under the auspices of.
What if you said the planning board is leading efforts to
That's good. We're trying to.
determine the use of the property?
Yeah.
Are they?
Well, not really, no. No, I was gonna say we're not.
I thought, I think
It's more in the,
I would think it's talking about 40R process. I would
Right.
say the 40R process is under the auspices of the planning board.
Absolutely.
Is that where that was supposed
right,
to go?
that would work, yes. Yes.
Zoning?
Well, you're reporting about the planning board, so why would we say it's under the?
That's true. Okay,
We
you
said
could
the property.
say,
I think you're talking about the,
I think you could just remove the last sentence.
yeah,
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because then they're working on alternatives for the property, including sewer options. So they're part of it, but they're not leading.
Well, I heard they're forming a committee for that purpose, to select a planner
Yes.
Right, there.
to then go with a plan for them.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I wasn't here, but you know how a lot of people, so I move we approve the minutes for August 27th
With the changes.
with the changes.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all. I think we're gonna have a nice short meeting today, which is
Good.
awesome.
Because it's been a
Get us
long
out of here, right? I got plans to go make enchiladas with my friends after this, so I can't be late for
I'm
that.
gonna go to a Boy Scout meeting.
Yes. Jenna, you're a Boy Scout? I didn't know. Okay.
Frozen pizza.
Okay, so,
We're doing
let's
Z's.
see, Mark, let's see, Doug and Randall. Randall, you have to abstain because you weren't here last time.
I don't think they do.
You don't have to abstain. I usually
Well,
do.
how can you approve or disapprove if you weren't here?
You just do.
I don't know.
You think it looks good. Also, if they abstain, we don't have a
I read it,
quorum,
it
so.
looks-
Marla and I went to a meeting years and years and years ago and talking about abstain. You don't have to tell why you abstain, but that
Okay.
was one of the points.
I know. It was told to me that, and I didn't do this. If you get like an update from someone about the meeting, you don't have to abstain.
Okay, well,
if you're comfortable with me abstaining, I'll abstain.
But if you abstain, we don't have a quorum. Can you
Well,
have a
you
vote?
have a quorum.
No,
You don't.
yeah.
vote
So
for
then it's a
me.
majority vote is 3 out of 5. 'Cause
Sure, we have a
But
quorum.
one of the members
You
can't
still have a
abstain.
quorum on the vote, and as long as the majority of people vote yes, then it
Okay,
passes.
got
Then
it.
it passes.
Okay, so we won't mention abstaining.
No, I can.
No, we
abstain.
can mention abstain.
Yeah, I'll abstain.
Yes.
I'm comfortable with
You
that.
want-
So Randall abstains. Mark, you say you were here, weren't you?
Pardon?
You were here,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I thought for a second you said you weren't here.
So
So
then-
only Randall's abstaining.
Randall can't approve them,
Right.
can't approve it. Who's gonna, will you approve the minutes?
But we all approved. We all voted yes, other than him.
Aye.
so.
I know, but someone has to bring the motion forward.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't even motion to approve them? Why not?
I guess you could motion.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
That's like a
I'd
meeting
say
moving
you
along thing rather than a decision on the minutes. You're
All
just
right,
saying.
we'll leave it as it was.
Okay.
Picky, picky, picky.
I thought they sounded good.
Book of Parliamentary rules.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
That's all new to me.
Okay, so finance update. So Mark did meet with Bradley, but they still haven't fully closed out the fiscal year yet. So Bradley said, at least that was my understanding, that it's going to be another month or so before he has the full updates on the reconciliation. So we'll get back to that at the next meeting. But couple of things. So Mark said that you know how last year we voted for a Greenway match, which was contingent on them getting the landscape partnership grant, or no, the other grant, the Mass Trails or whatever it was. So they didn't get that grant, but they still got state funding in a different mechanism. The Greenway Committee did not get the Mass Trails grant for this past year, but they got they got funding from another source. And so therefore they didn't need the match, and because the match was contingent on the grant happening, it's just not gonna happen. So the vote at town meeting was like, we'll commit this money from CPA funds if they get the grant. They didn't get the grant, so we're not committing it, but they don't need it because they don't need a match anymore. So that's just money that's gonna go back in our account.
Everything
basically.
worked out.
Everything worked out.
And what was the dollar amount on that? Do you know off the top of your
It
head?
was like
Round numbers are fine.
23, but it could have been 60. Those are the two last.
Pretty round.
No, I have the
Anyway.
same problem when somebody asks me for a number. It's either 100,000
Right.
or 6 million.
Well, because it helps that they've done the matching request like every year for the past like 4 years. So there's been several different amounts over the years.
Gotcha.
I can't remember.
Okay.
But speaking of projects to close out, the one thing I wanted to vote on is, so Magic for Maddie has completed their job and they've finished all the bills and they have some money left in the account. And so last year, you may remember, I made the mistake of telling Bradley, go ahead, shut that account down, we're good. Like, they're not doing that project anymore based on like hearsay. And I learned I need to get a lot clearer on that before I make those decisions. So I talked to the Magic for Maddie folks. They said we're 100% done spending money from that account. So we can now, if anyone has a motion, vote to close out that account and put any remaining funds back into the.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Could that money be used for repairs or maintenance?
Typically not.
Probably not. It would depend on what the motion said
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
town meeting. But I like the way I like the cut of your jib.
It would have had to been,
Allocate that way.
yeah, included in the project.
Do we require, and I should know this, I've been on this committee a long time, do we require, like, in writing that they're done? What, is there a formal procedure?
So what we ended up going with when we updated our little project planning board, or project planning document, what is it? Application.
Plan.
Our project application that we updated last year, we basically
Oh, yeah,
said,
yep.
please provide email update to the committee when you're done. And so
Okay.
basically we did. So we really just need to know if they're closed. So I reached out to her first, but she said, yes, I'm done.
Oh, you got it in writing.
Yeah, so let me find that just for our,
I move that we close that out.
yeah, but let's look at it just so we have proof, you know? So it's Juliet. There's still about 60,000, oh no, there was 60,000 back in December though, there's more now. So now I said, oh, we had a good summer, is 100% complete and paid for? And she said, yes, the project's complete, the remaining funds can be returned, thank you again for your support, and the committee's support through the process, we're eternally grateful. Juliet
Sweet.
Block and the Magic for Maddie.
Nice.
Isn't that sweet?
That was a great project.
Yeah, I still actually haven't seen the playground, so.
Oh,
I
really?
want you to-
It's pretty
Wow,
cool.
it's
It
really
is
nice.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Really
I don't-
unique.
I don't spend a lot of time at playgrounds, maybe I should. So do you have a motion to close out the Magic
Yes,
for Maddie
I
account?
moved it.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sweet, I will let Bradley know. Okay, so the only other real thing is just committee liaison share-outs. So we all had some share-outs last time. Basically, I'd love a brief update from you, Randall, if you have anything in the park side of things. I did, after you said, I don't know about the, so last meeting we were like, we think Splash Pad is done.
I was gonna bring that
thought
up again.
I had heard I'd heard from a couple different sources that it was dead in the water, but you know, you never know until you get an official word from somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it looks like reading the notes, somebody got an official.
Well, so I don't know if you dug more into it. I tried.
I did reach
ask-
out to Dan LaValle and he did not respond yet.
Okay,
So.
I did I tried to reach out to Brittany today, and she said, as far as our, can I just look at my text real quick?
Yeah.
Wait, is it,
Chair-
so it's dead because of a Concom permitting or something?
It just like hasn't been talked about for a while. And like, I know or you remember my sister Anya, she worked for GZA. I remember her saying like, oh yeah, you guys are done with that, right? Like not even doing that anymore.
So
She
much
worked for
hearsay.
GZA. So it's like, I don't understand like why it's done or what was not lucrative about it.
I didn't realize Anya was your sister.
She's my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at one point I wasn't sure if there was like a conflict of interest, but there wasn't. So Brittany, the chair of Concom, says she actually doesn't know. Sorry, she doesn't know what happened. Sorry, I thought she had more information. She doesn't know either.
Okay.
So I wonder if I could ask Marla Hink.
Who?
Marla would maybe know because she was the.
I mean, I had a conversation with Scott, but I don't know if it was off the record.
Yeah.
He said there's just too many things going right now, so that project's not going anytime soon. I don't
Okay.
know if that meant it was completely.
But it
dead
doesn't
or
necessarily
not.
mean we close out the account. Okay.
Right.
I mean, we're not hurting for funds right now. We don't have a
What
lot
about
of
Right,
Park
so
spray
I
pads?
don't
coming
think
down
it
the
would hurt to
pipeline.
leave it
Spray
open
pad.
until we hear something definitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, keep your eyes and ears open if you talk to or know who to talk to. I would say
There
keep
was a
figuring
lot
out.
of support for that project.
Yeah.
Yeah, the town really wanted it. I mean, or voted for it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. But I guess because Brittany became chair like a recent position.
Yeah.
So I think Marla does have information and doesn't mind sometimes sharing those things.
Yeah, if you could do a little recon, even though we know that like administrative wise it's probably not going to move forward, I would love just more information on like what the people involved in the project.
And can I
have
just
done.
email you what I found
Yeah,
out?
of course.
And then that way you kind of know where we're at. Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Kathleen. So yeah, this is sort of committee liaison shout out. Anything else going on in your committees that we didn't bring up last time? Any projects coming up that we know about?
The only thing I was gonna say is on the Greenway, which I'm on that committee, they said they might need funds from community recreation. And Open Space Committee, which I'm on, hasn't met since August the 27th. We'll meet again on October 10th, so
Okay.
those two committees are, I think, really.
Do you have any idea if the Greenway Committee would be hoping for a special town meeting, or they're thinking they'd request it for the May town
Well, I
meeting?
don't know, we're waiting for the 25% complete to be done.
Okay.
And then Ty and Bond's going to have a general informational session like we had last year. So we're waiting for that.
Okay, so more info to come.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Project and DOT has a high priority on the project too, which is nice. But we were just cleaning the Manhan last weekend, and the railroad tracks and everything are still there. They haven't even moved at all.
Oh, wow.
Moving railroad tracks and the ties and stuff.
Oh, they won't do any of that until construction.
That's gonna be a big project, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Do we have a big bonfire with railroad ties?
That'd be nice. A community building
Advise it,
event.
they're- Yeah.
Oh.
So it will burn, but
It's like
Sounds charming.
create a little
A
bit
big
of
celebration.
Mass
environmental
suicide.
problem.
okay. What else? Anything new going on Park since you weren't here last month?
So I would expect to hear a project proposal from Parks at some point regarding some upgrades at the pavilion.
Cool. Conant?
Yeah, it's showing its age, and a member of the Lions Club is pushing the Parks Commission, driving me crazy, because it's like his single thing he's focused on, like a laser.
It must be nice to have that much time.
Yeah, and not think about all of the other things that I've got.
Yeah.
We to go further on the Greenway. We had a meeting. I was trying to find it in my notes here, but my glasses. I'm having a real problem with my eyes, and I may be losing my sight. I don't know what's going on.
Oh boy.
Greenway Committee. We met 8:20 something. Alex was here. We had the Greenway Committee. And a couple of
24.
members of the select board were here too. And I was surprised to learn that apparently Westfield is ramping up connecting the two. And from what the information I gleaned at the meeting, they want it to happen so that construction happens at the same time.
That's awesome.
That sounds a little crazy to me, but
Doesn't it go through people's yards? How does that even happen? Or work? Yeah.
people bought houses with a railway easement in front of their houses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the people that buy houses way up on Fomer and then bitch that the road's slippery. It's like, were you blindfolded when you bought your house? Like, you didn't see those tracks in your front yard? But there are people that have encumbered that easement too. Like, I think one person put a pool in. They ripped out the tracks and put a pool in.
Oh,
So it's gonna get interesting.
Wow.
It's gonna get contentious, but
It
that's
sure
Westfield's
is.
problem on their side, right?
But that's, I mean, they did it for a specific reason. You put in a pool so that nobody can use the easement.
Yeah.
But you think they did it maliciously? They didn't just want to jump in a
Come on
pool?
now, cynical Randall?
That meeting was on the 28th and our last meeting was on the 27th, so
Okay.
one night after the other.
Interesting.
I wonder if they could claim adverse possession for 20 years.
I don't know. It's pretty a pool right in your front lawn's pretty open and notorious. What else? I've been overwhelmed with just paving, which has nothing to do with this committee.
It looks
but-
good, Great Gun Road.
Streets look good, Randall.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to spend some taxpayer money and get some roads resurfaced. What else with parks? Is there anything? Well, I needed to get out of the office today, and I noticed some trees were looking pretty shabby, so I bought some of those tree fertilizer spikes and went around and kind of fertilized a couple of my favorite trees, like the spruce out here that looks
Nice.
like it's dying. So I put about
Okay.
12
Good day for it.
fertilizer spikes around it, and yeah.
What
That's
about that
that's how I
hole
got away
that's-
from my emails today.
The hole that's in front of Lyman sheet metal right before the bridge, that's Route 10, so it's not your property.
Yeah, I don't even see that.
You know, probably break your axle if you hit that hole.
Oh, the one in the bridge joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, District 2's aware of it. They just.
You just have to make sure you go to the right.
Same question for you about the potential parks project. Are you thinking it's going to try to turn around for a special meeting, or are you thinking it might come through for the main meeting?
I don't know.
Because this is all going to inform how soon we schedule our next meeting. But let's.
Yes, I mean,
get to that
I
after.
think it would depend on how hard that individual pushes the Parks Commission.
Okay.
I don't think it's anything we need to schedule a special meeting for.
Okay. Got it. All right. Anything else from you, Nets?
We didn't have a Concom meeting. We didn't have a quorum last week. So October 7th is the next one.
Okay.
So no real updates.
I was in
Fun
sunny
from
Florida, so I have no problem.
Good
Good
for
for
you.
you.
A little jealous.
That's where I wish I was at my next meeting night.
So for housing, I've still been working closely with Mr. Johnson, and we've been talking with, I forget even what organization they're from, but we've been meeting with some various people knowledgeable in the housing development field, and we're going to be meeting tomorrow to talk about really try to get more specific about what kind of housing we might want to develop there. So I will have more to share about that at our next meeting.
Where?
125 College
Oh.
Highway.
Again.
Yes, I'd love to talk about that.
Oh, I meant to turn it off. I'm sorry. Didn't do it.
Well, I'd never.
It's such a
What are you, a
sweet
millennial?
ringtone.
Sorry.
I meant to turn it off. I'm sorry.
Okay, any other business besides committee-related stuff that we want to talk about before we schedule our next meeting? Cool. So I'm gonna say I want to give us a month and a half. These monthly meetings. We don't want to meet just to meet, as Virginia always said. So let's look. And Doug told me a bit about his schedule. So he said he can never do Wednesdays, and then he said one other thing. Not that one. You guys still okay with Tuesdays?
Yeah. Mondays conflict with
Yeah, Tuesday or
Lions Club, so.
Okay.
I prefer
Select board.
not the
meetings
first or
is-
third,
Okay,
if that's okay.
that's
Because
absolutely
that has
okay.
Concom.
Okay, so what if we did?
So we're looking in November at this point?
I think we can. I don't think we
Okay.
need to meet in October, especially we want to give Bradley a little extra time to finish that budget stuff, and then mark some time to meet with him and all that. So
The 12th or the 26th?
let's do November 12th.
Okay.
So November 12th at 6 p.m.
Day after Veterans Day, nobody's going away for a long weekend, are they?
Oh yeah, Veterans Day was on Monday this year. That's nice. It's nice when it falls on a before or after a weekend day.
Is it Veterans Day? Is that a Monday? Is that always on Monday?
I think it's
or
always
No,
on
it's
Monday.
it's always the 11th. I promise you.
Oh, okay.
Because I have to deal with my holidays at my work.
Oh, that's
and
right.
set
It
them
was
up,
Saturday
yeah.
last year.
And sometimes it's a Wednesday, and people are very confused.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I feel like I should know that by now. I'm like, crazy.
Unless you've had to make a holiday calendar for your employer. Okay, so what did we say? November 12th at 6 p.m. Let me send an email to myself before I forget. Oops. And I will.
Try to get this room.
I will. I was saying, I mean, do you guys like meeting in person? Does anyone prefer virtual?
Meh.
It's
Either way.
easier
Either
for
way's
me.
fine.
As long as you're.
Well, I don't care actually. Whatever you get.
I mean, I just like it. I could turn my camera off and sip my drink if.
I'm really just trying to be kind to Mark because Mark really likes in-person meetings and he's our vice chair. I want to respect that. But I think
It's very easy for me to drive down. I live
Okay.
so close.
so. Let's stick with in person, and then when it gets to like super dead of winter, like January, February, I'm not gonna want to leave my house.
Yeah.
So,
Deal.
yeah.
I like
For the
that.
snow.
Yes. So Tuesday the 12th, and if that's it, we could have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.